The vast emptiness of space lit up with brilliant flashes as the exploration fleet of the Galactic Concordat emerged from their jump points near Pluto. Their sleek vessels, 15 in total, moved with practiced precision as they arranged themselves in an arrow formation. The fleet represented the most advanced ships their civilization had produced, each one capable of destroying a small moon. Commander Rex stood on the bridge of his flagship, his four eyes fixed on the blue planet that appeared as a mere dot from this distance. The preliminary scans matched their archives. A Class 3 civilization at best, barely able to reach their own moon. He adjusted his ceremonial armor, a gesture of habit rather than necessity. "Begin the standard greeting protocol," Rex ordered, his voice carrying that hint of boredom that came with hundreds of first contact missions. "Let's show these primitives what real power looks like." Deep within the rocky surface of Mars, in a hidden command center, General Mark watched the alien fleet's arrival on massive holographic displays. He kept his face neutral, though inside he felt a mix of anticipation and grim satisfaction. Humanity had been waiting for this moment for decades. "They're positioning themselves exactly where we predicted," Lisa, his tactical officer, reported. "All defense systems are ready, but remain in stealth mode." Mark nodded, pressing a button on his chair. "All stations, maintain radio silence. Let them make the first move." The alien fleet's message boomed across all frequencies, translated automatically by Earth's AI systems. "Greetings, inhabitants of Sol 3. We are the Galactic Concordat, masters of 1,000 worlds. We come to evaluate your civilization for potential membership. Submit to our scan and prepare for inspection." In the lunar base, Admiral Tom smiled as he watched the transmission. "They always start with the same superiority complex," he muttered to his staff. "Control, are we recording everything?" "Every second, sir," came the response. "The quantum computers are analyzing their technology in real time." The alien fleet launched their scanning probes toward Earth, expecting to find primitive satellites and basic space stations. Instead, their sensors began picking up anomalies, strange energy readings that shouldn't exist in a developing world. Commander Rex frowned as the data streamed in. "This can't be right," he said, leaning forward in his command chair. "These energy signatures, they're similar to our quantum shields, but the configuration is unlike anything in our database." The response from Earth came not as words, but as a massive data packet. As it downloaded into the alien fleet's computers, their screens filled with images that made the alien crew step back in shock. They saw recordings of previous alien invasions, all failed attempts to conquer Earth. Each video showed different alien ships being destroyed by human weapons, their technology falling into Earth's hands. The final image showed a map of human military installations throughout the solar system, most of which the aliens hadn't detected. The message was clear. Humanity knew they were coming and had been preparing for a long time. "Impossible," Rex whispered, his confidence shattered. "The archives said they were primitive. They shouldn't have this level of technology for at least another century." A single text message followed. "This is your only warning. We know who you are. We know what you've done to other worlds. We've been watching, learning, and preparing. Every alien fleet that attacked us made us stronger. Their technology became ours. Their weapons improved our arsenal. You have 1 hour to leave our solar system. After that, we will consider your presence an act of war." The alien crew looked to their commander, their previous arrogance replaced by uncertainty. Rex stared at the blue planet, now seeing it not as an easy target for conquest, but as something far more dangerous, a civilization that had been underestimated by others and had used that misconception to its advantage. In the Mars Command Center, General Mark stood up. "Send the second package," he ordered. "Let's show them exactly what they're dealing with." As the alien fleet received detailed scans of Earth's hidden military might, the truth became clear. They hadn't found a primitive world to conquer. They had stumbled into the territory of a species that had turned decades of alien aggression into preparation for this very moment. The hunters had become the hunted, and humanity was done playing nice. 50 years earlier, on a warm summer evening, young James stood in his backyard, watching shooting stars streak across the night sky. At least, he thought they were shooting stars until they started moving in formation. That was the night everything changed. The night humanity learned they weren't alone in the universe. The memory played vividly in Admiral James's mind as he walked through the secure vault deep beneath the Rocky Mountains. Now a man of 65, his hair gray but his eyes sharp as ever, he approached the holographic display showing humanity's first contact with hostile aliens. "Computer, display archive file Alpha 1, he commanded. The air shimmered, and three-dimensional images sprang to life around him. The first invasion had been brutal and swift. The aliens, calling themselves the First Fleet, had expected an easy victory. Their ships had darkened the skies over major cities. Their weapons had torn through military bases like paper. Humanity's most advanced fighters had been swatted aside like flies. But they had made one critical mistake. They had underestimated human determination. James watched the familiar scenes unfold. The decisive moment came when a damaged alien ship crashed in the Australian outback. While the aliens focused their attack on major population centers, a team of scientists and engineers worked day and night to understand the captured technology. "Play segment 4, James ordered. The hologram shifted to show Dr. Robert, the brilliant physicist who had cracked the aliens' shield technology. In the recording, Robert's tired face broke into a smile as the first reverse-engineered shield flickered to life around a human tank. "That was the turning point," James murmured to himself. "The day we learned we could fight back." The archives continued, showing how humanity had pulled together in ways previously thought impossible. Old enemies became allies, resources were pooled, and the entire planet unified under a single goal: survival. The United Earth Defense Force was born. The next images showed the construction of massive underground facilities across the globe. Hidden factories began producing weapons that combined human ingenuity with alien technology. The Moon and Mars became fortresses, their hollow cores turned into shipyards and research centers. James smiled as he watched the launch of humanity's first space dreadnought, built in secret using knowledge gained from each failed alien incursion. Every attack had made humanity stronger. Every piece of salvage technology had advanced their understanding. "Display current fleet status," he commanded. The hologram shifted to show hundreds of ships hidden throughout the solar system. Some lurked in the asteroid belt, others were concealed within gas giant storms, and many more waited in underground bases across Earth's surface. A soft beep interrupted his review. "Admiral," a voice called over the intercom, "we're detecting anomalies near Pluto. Signs match previous alien jump signatures." James straightened his uniform. So they finally arrived. Another group of conquerors who think we're easy prey. He turned to leave the archive room, but paused at the door. "Computer, display the casualty count from the first invasion." Numbers filled the air. Millions dead, cities destroyed, nations in ruins. James had lost his parents that day, watching helplessly as alien weapons turned his hometown to ash. But from those ashes, humanity had risen stronger than ever. "Send an alert to all commands," he ordered as he strode toward the command center. "Initiate Protocol Omega. Let's show these visitors what 50 years of preparation looks like." Throughout the solar system, hidden sensors tracked the alien fleet's approach. In secret bases, crews rushed to their stations. Weapon systems powered up while remaining undetectable behind advanced cloaking fields. James reached the command center, taking his place at the main strategic display. Around him, officers monitored streams of data about the approaching ships. Thanks to the archives and years of studying alien technology, they could read the aliens' capabilities like an open book. "Send word to all commands," James ordered, his voice firm with the authority of someone who had spent a lifetime preparing for this moment. Stay hidden until my signal. Let them think we're defenseless. Let them make the same mistake all the others made." A smile crossed his weathered face as he watched the alien ships approach. They had no idea they were flying into the most heavily defended solar system in this part of the galaxy. Humanity had learned from every attack, adapted from every encounter, and now they were ready to show the universe just how dangerous they had become. The hunters were about to become the prey, and James would make sure they never forgot the lesson. Commander Rex ordered his fleet to advance deeper into the solar system, their sensors actively probing for any sign of Earth's defenses. The initial scans had troubled him, but surely these primitives couldn't hide anything significant from their advanced technology. "Launch deep scan probes toward the third planet," he commanded. "I want to know everything about their defensive capabilities." The sleek probes shot forward, their sensors piercing through space. As they passed Mars, something unexpected happened. One probe simply vanished. "Sir," his sensor officer called out, "we've lost contact with Probe 7. Rex leaned forward in his command chair. "Malfunction." "Negative, sir. It was destroyed. But there's nothing there." In that moment, space itself seemed to ripple. A massive structure materialized where empty space had been seconds before. A defense platform larger than anything in the Concordat's fleet. Its surface bristled with weapon systems that made Rex's 4 eyes widen in shock. "Impossible," he whispered. More ripples spread across space as humanity's hidden defenses revealed themselves. Orbital platforms emerged from perfect cloaking fields, their size and complexity defying alien understanding. Massive gun batteries tracked the alien fleet, while energy shields powerful enough to withstand Nova blasts hummed to life. Inside Orbital Platform Alpha, Commander Jane watched the alien fleet's reaction through enhanced sensors. "They're detecting our defense grid now," she reported to Admiral James. "Shall we show them the rest?" James's voice came through clear on the quantum comm. "Give them the full display. It's time they understood what they're dealing with." Jane pressed her palm against the command console. Throughout the solar system, humanity's hidden strength emerged from decades of preparation. The rings of Saturn shimmered as hundreds of stealth ships dropped their cloaking fields. What the aliens had thought were simple asteroids in the belt between Mars and Jupiter transformed into heavily armed battle stations. The surface of Mars rippled as massive hangar doors opened, revealing squadrons of fighters and destroyers. From his flagship, Rex watched in growing horror as his sensor displays lit up with more military power than he had ever seen in one system. The humans hadn't just prepared defenses, they had turned their entire solar system into an interlocking fortress. "Sir," his tactical officer reported, voice shaking, "we're detecting energy readings from their weapons. They're beyond anything in our database. Some of these technologies shouldn't even be possible." Rex stared at the tactical display, watching as more human ships emerged from hidden docks on Earth's moon. Their design was alien yet familiar. He recognized elements from various spacefaring races, all combined and improved upon in ways his people had never imagined. "They've been studying us," he realized aloud. "Every race that attacked them. They learned from them all." In Earth's primary command center, Admiral James watched the alien fleet's formation begin to waver. "They're starting to understand," he said to his staff. "Show them our final card." Deep within Jupiter's swirling storms, something massive stirred. The gas giant's clouds parted as humanity's greatest achievement rose into view. A dreadnought larger than any ship ever built by any known civilization. Its hull gleamed with technology stolen and improved from a dozen alien races. By the void, Rex breathed as the massive ship appeared on his screens. What have they become? The human dreadnought's transmission reached every ship in the alien fleet. "This is the UES Revenge. You are in protected space. Your presence here is a violation of Earth Defense Directive 1. You have 45 minutes remaining to retreat." Rex watched as more massive ships emerged from Jupiter's storms. Each one represented power that his civilization had thought impossible for centuries to come. The humans hadn't just caught up to the galaxy's technology. They had surpassed it. All ships, he commanded, his voice steady despite his fear. Hold position. Any aggressive action now would be suicide. As the alien fleet hung motionless in space, surrounded by humanity's revealed might, Rex understood the truth. They hadn't found a primitive civilization to conquer. They had stumbled into the lair of a sleeping giant, one that had spent decades preparing for this exact moment. And now that giant was awake, armed, and clearly done hiding. Admiral James stood on the command deck of the UES Revenge, his weathered hands clasped behind his back as he gazed at the holographic display showing the alien fleet. The moment he had prepared for his entire life had finally arrived. "Open a channel to all their ships," he ordered, "and activate the universal broadcast. Let's make sure everyone in the galaxy hears this." The communication officer nodded, and James watched as the quantum transmitters powered up. These devices, reverse-engineered from 3 different alien races, could punch through any known jamming technology. "Channel open, sir. Broadcasting in all known frequencies and languages." James took a deep breath and began humanity's message to the stars. To the galactic Concordat, and all spacefaring civilizations monitoring this transmission, I am Admiral James of the United Earth Defense Force. For decades, you have viewed Earth as primitive, as prey. Today, that changes. He gestured and holographic displays appeared around him, showing recordings of previous alien incursions. Every fleet you sent, every attack you launched, taught us something new. Did you think we wouldn't learn? That we wouldn't adapt? He paused, letting the images of destroyed alien ships fill the transmission. Each wreck you left behind became our classroom. Every piece of technology you abandoned became our stepping stone. On the alien flagship, Commander Rex watched with growing dread as the human admiral revealed screenshot after screenshot of classified alien military databases. "Yes," James continued, "we've been in your networks. We've read your battle plans. We know about the bets your people place on how quickly Earth will fall. We know about the corporations waiting to strip our planet bare." He waved his hand, and new images appeared, detailed scans of alien worlds, military installations, and fleet movements that should have been impossible for humans to obtain. "For 50 years, we let your scout ships penetrate our defenses. We studied your technology while you thought you were studying us. We learned your languages while you dismissed us as savages. We mapped your worlds while you plotted to take ours." The transmission shifted to show Earth's hidden strength. Massive shipyards inside hollowed-out asteroids, weapon platforms disguised as small moons, fleets hidden in gas giant storms. "This is no longer your hunting ground. This is our home, and we've spent half a century preparing to defend it. Your weapons, we've improved them. Your shields, we've learned to pierce them. Your stealth technology, we've surpassed it." James's voice grew harder. "To demonstrate our capabilities, we're now accessing your ship's primary systems." Throughout the alien fleet, ships suddenly lost power, their engines and weapons shutting down one by one. Panic spread through their crews as human override codes tore through their best cybersecurity. "Don't worry," James said, almost casually. "We'll return control in a moment. Consider this a small demonstration of what we can do." As promised, the alien ships regained power 30 seconds later. Commander Rex found himself gripping his command chair, realizing that his mighty fleet had been completely helpless. "This is humanity's first and final warning," James declared. "Earth and the Sol system are now a restricted zone. Any unauthorized military vessels entering our space will be considered hostile and dealt with accordingly. We are not interested in conquest or expansion. We simply want to be left alone." He leaned forward, his expression stern. "But make no mistake. If pushed, we will defend ourselves with everything we've learned from your previous failures. You tried to make Earth your hunting ground. Instead, you made us into something far more dangerous, a species that knows all your weaknesses and has had 50 years to prepare for this moment." The transmission showed one final image. Thousands of human ships emerging from hidden bases across the solar system, each one bristling with weapons that made the alien fleet's technology look primitive in comparison. You have 30 minutes to leave our system. After that, we will consider your presence an act of war. And trust me, James's voice carried the weight of absolute certainty. That's a war you don't want to start. The transmission ended, leaving the alien fleet floating in silence, surrounded by humanity's revealed might. In that moment, the hunters truly understood what they had awakened, a sleeping giant that had turned their own weapons against them. And that giant was done sleeping. Commander Rex paced on his bridge, his 4 eyes darting between the tactical displays showing humanity's overwhelming military presence. Around him, his crew worked frantically to verify everything they had just witnessed. "Sir," his second-in-command spoke up, "we're receiving emergency transmissions from half the fleet. They're requesting permission to retreat." Rex couldn't blame them. The humans had just demonstrated power beyond anything their civilization had encountered. He activated the fleet-wide communication channel. "All ships, maintain formation while we assess the situation," he ordered, trying to keep his voice steady. Central Command must be informed of this development. Deep in his command chair, he activated his secure link to the Concordat's High Council. The response was immediate, but not what he expected. "Commander, you will proceed with the invasion as planned." The High Council member's voice crackled through. "These humans are bluffing. No primitive species could advance this quickly." Rex felt his inner hearts skip a beat. "Council member, with all respect, you haven't seen what we're facing. They just took control of our ships. Their technology is beyond." "Your orders stand, Commander. The Resource Acquisition Division has already sold mining rights to the Earth system. The attack must proceed." The transmission cut off, leaving Rex in stunned silence. They were being ordered to attack not for military necessity, but for corporate profits. Aboard the UES Revenge, Admiral James watched the alien fleet's internal communications through quantum interceptors. "They're arguing among themselves," he reported to the Earth Defense Council. "Their leadership is pushing for attack, but half their crews want to retreat. Can we jam their communications with their home system?" General Mark asked from the Mars Command Center. "Already done," James replied. "They're cut off from their central command. They have to make this choice alone." On the alien flagship, chaos was erupting. Captain West, commander of one of their largest destroyers, broke formation. "This is madness," West's voice boomed across the fleet channels. "You've seen their power. They could have destroyed us the moment we arrived. I'm taking my ship and crew home." 3 more ships followed West's lead, breaking formation and turning away from Earth. Their engines flared as they prepared to jump to faster-than-light speed. Rex watched them go, feeling the weight of command crushing down on him. He accessed his ship's database, pulling up the original survey data on Earth. What he found made his blood run cold. "They lied to us," he whispered. His tactical officer looked up in surprise. "The initial surveys. They were altered. Earth was never a primitive world. They were already advancing rapidly when we first found them." The Resource Division changed the data to justify their mining claims. Through the quantum interceptors, humanity listened as the truth spread through the alien fleet. Ship after ship began breaking formation, their crews refusing to die for corporate greed. "Sir," Rex's tactical officer reported, 9 ships have now broken formation. Only 5 remain with us, awaiting orders." Rex stared at the massive human dreadnought looming before them. He thought of his crew, of the families waiting for them back home. He thought of the lies that had brought them here. "All remaining ships," he announced, his voice firm with decision. "Power down weapons. We're leaving." But not everyone agreed. The captain of the heavy cruiser Dominance suddenly pushed his ship forward, weapons charging. "Cowards," the captain screamed across the channels. "They're just humans. We can't let them humiliate the Concordat like this." Before Rex could stop him, The Dominance fired its main gun at the human fleet. The beam of energy, powerful enough to crack a moon, streaked toward Earth's defenders. It splashed harmlessly against their shields. 25 minutes remaining. Admiral James's voice echoed across space. Choose wisely. Rex watched as the Dominance's captain continued his suicidal charge. He made his decision. All loyal ships, jump now. Get clear of this system. He turned to his crew. Plot a course home. We're going to tell everyone what really happened here. As the alien ships vanished one by one into faster-than-light jumps, humanity's defenders remained vigilant. They had shown their strength, revealed their power, but the real test was still to come. The Dominance remained behind, its captain consumed by rage and wounded pride, about to learn exactly how far humanity had come. The Dominance charged forward, its weapons blazing at full power. Behind it, 4 other ships that refused to retreat followed their captain's suicidal lead. Their combined firepower lit up space with enough energy to destroy a small planet. Admiral James watched calmly from the UES Revenge's bridge. Time to show them what 50 years of preparation really means. All ships, execute Battle Plan Delta. The human fleet moved with practiced precision. Smaller ships darted between the alien beams, their advanced shields absorbing hits that should have vaporized them instantly. The alien sensors couldn't track their movement. The humans seemed to flicker in and out of existence. Impossible. The Dominance's captain screamed. Their ships can't be that fast. Their shields can't be that strong. But they were. Humanity had taken alien technology and pushed it far beyond its original limits. Where alien shields could block energy weapons, human shields could absorb and redirect that energy. Where alien engines could reach near-light speed, human ships could bend space itself. The UES Revenge moved forward, its massive form somehow elegant despite its size. Energy beams from the alien ships splashed harmlessly against its shields, the absorbed power feeding directly into its weapon systems. Target their engines only, James ordered. Let's give them one last chance to survive this. The human fleet's response was devastating in its precision. Beams of concentrated energy sliced through the alien ship's shields like they weren't even there. Engines died, weapons went dark, but the ships remained intact. All except the Dominance. Its captain, driven mad by humiliation, diverted all power to weapons. If we die, we take some of them with us, he roared, pushing his ship into a collision course with the Revenge. James sighed. All ships, clear the area. Time to show them our final advancement. The space around the Revenge rippled. The Dominance's sensors showed they were on a direct course for the human flagship, but at the last moment, their ship passed through empty space. The Revenge had seemingly vanished. Looking for us. James's voice came through their comms as the Revenge reappeared behind them. Phase shifting. Something your scientists said was impossible. We managed it 20 years ago. The Dominance tried to turn, but it was too late. A single shot from the Revenge disabled their main power core. The mighty alien warship drifted helplessly in space, all its advanced weapons now useless. We could have destroyed you, James broadcasted to the surviving aliens. We could have turned your ships to atoms. Instead, we chose to show mercy. Remember that when you report back to your leaders. From his crippled flagship, the Dominance's captain watched in stunned silence as human repair ships approached. Their technology was unlike anything he had ever seen, a perfect blend of dozens of alien advancement, all improved upon by human ingenuity. We'll repair your life support and give you enough power to reach home, James informed them. Consider this a lesson in humanity's true nature. We don't want to fight. We don't want to conquer. We just want to be left alone. But if forced to defend ourselves, we will do so with overwhelming force. The battle had lasted less than 10 minutes. The most advanced alien fleet in known space had been defeated without a single human casualty. Their best weapons had proven useless. Their fastest ships had been too slow. Their strongest shields might as well have been paper. As the repair ships worked, more of humanity's defense fleet cloaked around them. Thousands of ships, each one representing decades of advancement and preparation. The aliens finally understood. They hadn't found a primitive civilization. They had stumbled into the domain of a species that had taken every attack against them and turned it into an opportunity to grow stronger. Admiral James stood on his bridge, watching the repair operations. "Send word to Earth Defense Command," he ordered. "The demonstration is complete. I think our message has been received." The alien ships, once repaired, limped away from Earth, their crews forever changed by what they had witnessed. They had come expecting to find prey, but instead discovered that humans had become the most dangerous species in known space, and they hadn't even shown all their capabilities yet. 3 months after the battle, Admiral James stood before the Earth Defense Council, reviewing the changes their demonstration had brought to the galaxy. "The survivors spread the word quickly," he reported, gesturing to the holographic display showing interstellar communication traffic. "Every major civilization now knows what happens when you threaten Earth." The display showed dozens of alien news broadcasts, all telling the same story: how a supposedly primitive world had revealed itself to be a hidden superpower. Videos of the battle, carefully released by Earth's intelligence services, had spread across the galaxy like wildfire. "The Resource Acquisition Division that pushed for our invasion has collapsed," James continued. "Their stock values plummeted when investors learned they had falsified our classification. The Concordat's High Council is facing internal investigations." General Mark, attending via hologram from Mars, spoke up. "And the diplomatic responses?" James smiled slightly. "Better than expected. We've received 73 requests for peaceful diplomatic relations in the past week alone. It seems the galaxy is more interested in talking now that they know we can defend ourselves." The display shifted to show a new image: alien ships approaching Earth. But these weren't warships. They were diplomatic vessels, each one broadcasting peace signals on all frequencies. "The first official delegation arrives tomorrow," James announced. "They're bringing technology exchange proposals, trade agreements, and mutual defense pacts, all things they would have taken from us by force 3 months ago." In orbit above Earth, the UES Revenge maintained its vigilant watch. But now it was joined by something new: a massive space station under construction, designed to serve as a neutral meeting ground between Earth and alien civilizations. "We're calling it Unity Station," James explained as the plans appeared in the air. "A place where we can meet as equals, not as conquerors and conquered." The council members studied the design with approval. The station incorporated architecture from various alien cultures, but at its heart was pure human innovation. "And what of our expansion plans?" asked one of the council members. James brought up a new set of blueprints, designs for Earth's first extrasolar colonies. "Now that we don't have to hide our capabilities, we can finally reach for the stars properly. The first colony ships are ready for launch. We've selected systems that aren't claimed by any other civilization." The room fell silent as everyone contemplated this new chapter in human history. For 50 years, they had hidden their strength, focused solely on defense. Now they could finally step onto the galactic stage openly. "There's something else," James added, his expression serious. "We've detected signals from other worlds like ours, planets that were attacked and chose to hide their advancement. They're reaching out, hoping to form an alliance." The implications were enormous. Earth wasn't alone in its strategy of hidden strength. Other civilizations had taken the same path, turning invasion into opportunity, hiding their power until they were ready. "We're calling it the Guardian Accord," James explained, "an alliance of worlds dedicated to protecting developing civilizations from exploitation. We've already made contact with 3 such worlds." As if on cue, the display showed new ships arriving in the solar system. Vessels with designs unlike anything seen before, but broadcasting friendly signals. Earth's hidden strength had inspired others to reveal themselves. "The galaxy is changing," James concluded. The era of predator civilizations is ending. A new balance is forming, one based on mutual respect rather than force. From the window of the council chamber, they could see the sun setting over Earth. Orbital defense platforms glinted in the fading light, no longer hidden but standing as proud symbols of humanity's achievement. "We did it," James said softly. "We turned 50 years of being hunted into the foundation of something greater. We showed the galaxy that humanity won't be conquered or colonized. Instead, we'll help build a future where no civilization has to hide its strength to survive." As the council meeting ended, James walked to the window, watching the first diplomatic ships approach Earth. They moved cautiously, respectfully, their crews no doubt remembering the battle that had changed everything. Humanity had given its warning, demonstrated its power, and now offered its hand in peace. The galaxy would never be the same, and perhaps that was the greatest victory of all. A new era had begun, and humanity was ready to help shape it.